Hello everyone, this is TooneySA with two very special guests. We have the world record holder themselves, Laura. Hello, Laura.
Welcome. Hello.
And we've got formerly top 10 Spyro 300 eggs runner, Daniel Davidson.
Who has no clue what he's about to watch, because he hasn't got a clue how Spyro 1 works. But yes, no, thank you for having me. Very excited for this.
And this is the third iteration that I've done of the top world record runners for Spyro any percent. And in previous videos, I think I did 6, then 8, and this one features the top 10 runners, which is pretty epic. This is probably the biggest video I'll ever be able to do. Is 10 screens. Any more than that's a bit chaotic, as ISGP recent videos can attest to. So yeah, this run will feature from top left to bottom right, Tuval, Daoman, Chris LBC, Saboom, Laura, Ashriel, is that how you say that?
Ashriel,
okay. Luca, Toasted Cat, Disalissa, and Nujar98. Just out of interest, is Disalissa formerly Dest? Is that the same person?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I was like looking on the leaderboard, wondering what happened to Dest's video, and so I was like,
and
maybe...
for what it's worth, bottom right is pronounced Noya.
Noya, okay.
There you go.
Nemanja Noya, okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Very good.
All right, but yeah, so without further ado, can you guys see the screen?
Yep, all good.
Okay.
Certainly can.
Still 100% right? Okay, I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It begins.
Daoman's the only one with a webcam featuring in this.
Shout out to Tuval having submitted his run before the ruling was introduced that you had to start recording from the title screen.
Yeah, that's got to be the oldest one in this by like a decent
margin, yeah.
length, isn't it? Because it's like archaic almost. It's
right, and it's amazing it's still relevant. That's...
Yeah, I know. Well, I was going to say it's because I think there's a good reason for it, isn't there? But I don't know if you've not seen the run before, then I guess it's probably worth waiting to see.
Absolutely.
Another question I was going to have, and I think it's pretty much answered by everyone entering Stonehill at the same time. I assume everyone's run on the same fastest speed hardware in the top 10, because that was the other question I had was. Because when did fastest speed come in? Because I would have thought Tuval's might have been like pre-fastest speed being allowed.
I don't know. I actually remember asking this question to someone in my chat a couple of weeks ago, and I think they said something along the lines of like 2014, 2015, but don't quote me on that.
Like right on the fringe of it then probably, wasn't it? In that case.
Because I think Tuval's run was 2016.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much neck and neck right now, which is, it'll be like this for the first few levels. I think you start to see a discrepancy around about Town Square, like the end of Town Square.
Yeah, the discrepancy at most is going to be like 4 seconds at maximum. And I reckon Alyssa is probably going to come out the gate in Artisans first, because Alyssa's Artisans is usually pretty insane. So is their... So is fucking Peacekeepers. It's really good. Boggles my mind how she gets through Peacekeepers that fast.
Now, Wally's like the only one that also goes for that gem on the left there. No one else goes for it. Guess he got rooted out at some point, because it's a gem I usually go for as well.
It's something like, to go out your way, has it got to be like 4 point something gems per second? I imagine it's probably around a second and a bit, is it, to get that extra 5 gem, maybe?
It's about 2.1 seconds, I think. It's actually not worth it.
Really? Oh, I guess because you got to wait for sparks to pick it up if you don't land on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's entering in right now. Nuya just a little bit behind Spoon there.
I think that was they missed. Was it the third dragon in Stonehill? Like they missed the platform just slightly, and like that seems to be like that tiny little discrepancy is what seems to be causing the difference there. Like literally 2 seconds or whatever at this point, still really, isn't it?
That's an Artisan's moment.
Yeah, I mean, in the last video, I also like did splits for literally every single level, but purely because Saboom and Chris and someone else, I think it's Luca, all go to like different stages in different orders. It doesn't quite work. Like Chris goes to Night Flight, before the other people do. And I think Luca does as well. Someone else does.
Oh, okay. So that's like the modern 120 route then, I guess, to do Night Fight first. You don't do that in any percent, do you, Laura?
No, we don't know.
Not anymore, no. And obviously Saboom will be the only maniac to do Terrace Village.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see Saboom's route versus everyone else once we get into the later stages, because it is a bit different, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Formerly 2 maniacs that would do Terrace Village in the top 10. Formerly 2, but alas, no more Wally.
Oh, right, okay. I wasn't sure if you meant one of these 10 runners had,
No.
changed their route since then.
Right, yeah, Wally's all the way down in 20th now.
Oh,
That's
washed.
unbelievable.
It's a bit hard to see there, but the splits are popping up ever so slightly. You can see there's 0.23 seconds difference there between Delicia.
Oh! Luca Demis with the fastest artisans, really?
Interesting.
Over a second and a half faster, because what I did is I did the frame where people clicked accept on the balloonist as the split. Because that was the easiest one to see.
That's the best and most empirical way to measure that.
I can't imagine there'll be much difference in the gems as well, because Artisans is pretty
Let's have a look.
rubbish for...
You got 173 and Alyssa...
Oh, 208.
Yeah,
was it?
okay.
For Alyssa.
230 for Toasted
That is
Cat.
actually quite a significant amount then, I suppose.
Yeah.
What would you say your aim coming out of Artisans would be to have in terms of gems? What's a good, healthy gem count?
Because I can't see my gem counts leaving from the balloonist, I always look at it when I'm leaving Town Square. And the gem count I'm aiming for leaving Town Square is 191. And then I get 36 on the way out.
Right.
So.
And if you look here, she had 251 gems upon entering Dry Canyon.
Yeah, so that's actually... I don't think I've missed anything. I think that's actually optimal so far. I think.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Luca down there with 208, so he had the fastest artisans, but you can also see his gem count compared to Laura's was 40 something difference.
Yeah, it's crazy how tight the gem routing is, because you can see there they're all at 2% if you round it to the nearest. Oh, now you can't.
Yeah.
The dynamic information there, very good. Yeah, all at 2% when rounded to the nearest hold up. Oh, what happened?
You can see Noya went for the safe route in Dry Canyon.
Oh,
no Dry Canyon jump.
How much time does that Dry Canyon jump save?
That's the thief he gets.
Oh,
okay, so it wasn't Cliff
yeah.
Down. He actually gets the thief here. Okay.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, the Dry Canyon jump route saves about, I want to say 9 to 10 seconds, but if you do the safer route where you drop down and get the extra gems, you obviously get the extra gems and an egg there. So.
Yeah, I noticed Alyssa then actually proxied off the other enemy rather than the Mama.
Pueblo.
Yeah, I prefer the
proxy.
Pueblo proxy.
For me, Pueblo
it wasn't
is
so hard.
easier. Oh, really?
Really?
I found Pueblo a little bit easier than Mama.
Yeah, Pueblo is super hard for me because the positioning you need to charge the Pueblo in the perfect spot is really tough. And you only obviously you only get one chance with Mama Proxy as well, but it feels worse to miss Pueblo Proxy.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit more. It's a bit slower to attempt Pueblo Proxy as well. So,
yeah, I'm happy to sacrifice the 7 gems for that.
I mean, I'm not the best person to ask where I maybe get Mama Proxy 1 in 50 attempts. I get Pueblo Proxy maybe 1 in 20 something.
So we're seeing another large route discrepancy here because Saboom has skipped one of the dragons in Clifftown. He didn't do Mama Proxy at all.
I believe Deo also failed there, so I think Deo glides across here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he does. Here we go. So Deo taking a slow route to get this dragon.
Toasted Cat also
getting that damage boost.
Oh, Toasted Cat skipped a bunch of gems. I think Toasted Cat does a Bite Caves route. Oh, that's something we need to talk about. That is something we definitely need to talk about. Since the last top 10 video you did, I introduced a new route to this category called Bikeless, where pretty much we get a lot of gems early in Artisans and Peacekeepers and a little bit in Magic Crafters, and then route out Bite Caves in favor of shorter, more frequent high gem detours, like across the rest of the run. Mathematically, it works out to save about 14 seconds to 24 if you're like super optimal and you don't miss any gems. So
that's a lot, really. Especially considering Bike Ace was considered so good recently. Okay, there's the 8% for Saboom there.
We are on top, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's where the egg discrepancy comes in, you see. Like, bring on 18 because that 2% bonus from the egg. Deo technically in last place there.
I was gonna say, crazy to see Deo, who only how long ago are we talking now for the first world record that beat Deo? Was it? It still must have been in the last couple of months, is it, Laura?
Deo's was like a year ago, I think. I think Deo.
Yeah, Deo's...
No, as in, sorry, it was still the world record. I mean,
until about a month ago. Yeah, I think that's about accurate.
Yeah, it was my record that beat that. It was 13th of March, so it's been 2 months.
Okay. Yeah, and interesting to I mean, like I say, it's hard to tell at this early stage, isn't it? Who's actually last out of the group? But interesting to see that the former world record is currently at that bottom.
Yeah.
Of the table. I guess partly because of the Mama Proxy.
Well, also partly because of the discrepancy of percentages. It's mainly the gems that Deo's like lagging behind on that kind of drags him down there.
Right.
Yeah, Deo didn't get Mama Proxy in his run, and also another route difference here. Chris obviously does Night Flight first.
Yeah.
With the cannon. So he's going into Dr. Shem now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because coming out of Cliff Town, you started to see the sort of the differences in between the people that did Mama Proxy and the people that didn't, and the people that didn't then glide over to the island afterwards anyway. So like Saboom, and did you say Alyssa did as well?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
So coming out a bit earlier, but
I think it's Saboom also, if I'm not mistaken. Does Saboom miss Guantanamo Bay? I can't remember now.
He does. Yeah, he routes that out.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll see everyone converge again, kind of, but at Magic Crafters, but like the time difference even in Magic Crafters, Saboom has such a short Peacekeepers. Like he gets to Magic Crafters significantly faster.
I'm very excited for Magic Crafters.
It's where the magic happens.
For very selfish reasons, I'm very excited for Magic Crafters.
I was going to say, because I think your Artisans versus your previous run did lose your previous PB did lose a couple of seconds, didn't it? And
a second and a half.
Recouped in recouped in Peacekeepers and then came alive in Magic, I believe, didn't it? So
not to spoil, but the Magic Crafters I had in my record was not just my fastest Magic Crafters ever done, but the fastest Magic Crafters ever done. Like, just outright.
Nice.
And that's even factoring in Magic Crafters that have done Bite Caves. Like, if you removed the 24 seconds it took for Bite Caves, there have still not been any faster Magic Crafters.
Right.
Like,
oh, wow.
It was genuinely ridiculous. So I'm really looking forward to showing that.
Just noticed the slight difference in, like, because you see it done in 120, I think, don't you, where the first Dragon you rescue in Ice Cavern, you kind of try and position yourself to get the 3 gems around it, which I saw Chris did, and then I saw Ash didn't do that, because I imagine it's the difference between getting that extra gem and just the shortening of the walk away from the dragon after you trigger
the better dragon angle.
Yeah.
I still need to actually calculate whether or not that extra red is worth it, but at this point I'm kind of running out of energy to calculate gem detours.
I was going to say, I'm not sure you need to at this point, do you?
Not for a long time. Until you're literally trying to save like half a second here and there.
So this is everyone in Ice Cavern now, isn't it? So slight convergence there.
Yeah, all that's different is the people that kind of halfway through and the people that are already in like the last area. So
trying to figure out.
Are there any differences in the route with Ice Cavern? I don't think I've seen it because I don't think anyone's quite reached that point, have they? But
no,
like in the final room, no. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's no real route differences for this level.
So with the second egg puts him up to 30%. He should enjoy being on top while it lasts. It's all about to go downhill in Magic Crafters.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because of the extra egg.
The extra egg, yeah. So Luca technically in last place. Again, it comes down to that really fast ice since he did where he missed quite a bit of stuff.
Right, and was it Luca that misses the egg in the pond area?
Yes, he misses the egg.
Yeah, okay, got you.
So, okay, there you can see right there, 9 seconds difference between Saboom and then the second person to enter Magic Crafters, Alyssa. It's pretty big. Deo just talked to the balloonist now. 28 seconds behind Saboom, travelling now.
So I think the only people who do a Magic Crafters route that takes away Bite Caves are me, Saboom, Ash, Alyssa, and I think Noya, because I don't think Toasted Cat has the gem count for it. I think he does Bite Caves in his route. I'm gonna have a look at his gem count going into Alpine here and see if that's the
Interesting
case.
that so you say Saboom doesn't do Bite Caves.
1486.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, Toasted Cat has to do Bite Caves, but yeah, Saboom doesn't do Bite Caves because, I mean, he does Terrace. He gets like 280 something gems in Terrace.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he has room to like wiggle around. So I think Saboom may be the only person that does Magic Craft, like leaves Magic Crafters earlier, or it's purely because he's collecting way less stuff.
Yeah, Saboom is going to be the only one in this entire video that gets a 21 Magic Crafters.
No, just entering Alpine Ridge now, so now everyone's inside it.
Very good.
I think there's a tiny bit of difference, if I recall correctly, when I was watching this over what people get in this.
Yeah, so mostly the thing is with Alpine is that it's all about the cycles and seeing how many gems you can squeeze into getting during those cycles. For example, you saw Tuval just cut out a bunch of like loose gems that add up to 4 when he could have grabbed those and still made the cycle, so it's one of those things.
Nothing worse than hearing that wall though as it rises up. Dead run, go all the way back to Zane.
For sure.
Saboom doing the glide through the wall to catch his egg ear. Cutting out the animation nicely.
Good flame charge.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if that would be... I don't know if he's already cut it out, but I wasn't sure if that would be the other dragon that he might miss if he was doing Terrace. And whether he got an egg somewhere else, because I don't think there's that many gems, is there, that way? But I guess it's not a huge detour either. Like, it's less of a detour than Stonehill, isn't it? I think that's the...
Yeah, it's such a bizarre one, that one, because like whenever I speedrun, I always like going that other way because like it feels like you're collecting a good amount of gems. But like because no one else does it must just not be the case.
Saboom as well on... that is Saboom with more eggs, I think, than everyone else at the moment, isn't it?
He either has 3 or 4 at this point.
I'm trying to think where else he'd get an extra egg.
He collected one on the one in Peacekeepers, one at the start of Magic Crafters, one at the pond. So yeah, I think he has 3.
Oh, it might have been because he was first into High Caves when it might have been the homeworld egg.
Yeah, it was the
there you go.
Yeah, the homeworld egg that just kind of runs around in the middle. So he's up to 43%.
Yeah, because quite a few people now in that leaderboard have 4 out of 5 eggs. Before it was just Saboom, I think, as he was going into High Caves.
Alright, we're about to witness the massive discrepancy take fold here.
Right, should we... I was going to say, is there any we should be watching for comparison between them?
Yeah, so pretty much just expect, like, Saboom has just skipped by caves. So he's going to do that, I'm going to do that, Ash is going to do that. Alyssa just did that, I think. Yeah, Alyssa just did that. Yeah, no, Toasted Cat is going for bike caves in this route.
Right, okay.
And obviously Chris, Deo, and Tuval are all going to go for that, so...
Yep, Chris is going for it right now. It's a shame we had to be cut out because it does look really nice when you see someone pull it off.
Oh, look at Demis having to cut his off early because of a bad angle.
Still picking up the loose gems though. Oh, that's going to cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, this is why bike caves... This is why I removed it, because the only way to make bike caves 4 gems per second is to do it absolutely flawlessly. Like, no extra turnarounds, 0 missed gems, good lines. You have to get it, like, perfect to make it 4 gems per second.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy now seeing, like, Luca, who was first out of Icelands, still in High Caves, while now people are on their way to... A lot of people are already, like, kind of halfway through Wizard Peak.
Yeah, even Noi just left High Caves. So, look at Demis now, technically last.
I feel the route for Wizard Peak has been fairly consistent across time, hasn't it? I don't think there's
it's
too much...
pretty much not changed at all.
It's quite a linear level, I suppose, as well, isn't it? Or at least for the first part.
Yeah.
Until you get into this like final...
With the exception
not route,
of...
but, like, area.
Yeah, with the exception of the superchargers, it is quite linear. It's mostly just point A to point B. But the supercharger itself is like so acceptable that no one's ever really thought to change it. There is technically...
I just noticed that Toasted Cat went around the outside of the
Yeah, he found that, and he is insistent that everyone else does it. And I'm not a fan because it's.
What does the science say? What's
technically
faster?
It's 3 extra gems, and technically it's slightly higher gems per second, but it's also significantly riskier and opens it up to falling off like way more.
Yeah, because I imagine if you fail the other part, as long as you land on the platform, the worst you're going to do is bonk into the wall, aren't you, rather than like skim across it, whereas if you go the other side of it, the worst you can do is die.
Exactly.
So
the only level I think where death is like planned Wizard Peak. Can't think of another level in the run that requires you to kill yourself for saving time.
So I think for the briefest of moments there, Saboom and I were on the same loading screen, which was good to see.
so very
I'm
nice.
very slowly catching up towards him.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and with the extra, you'll have extra dragons and gems at this point, won't you?
Yeah, he's got an extra whole level to do, so...
Yeah, the whole level, we include 2 loading screens. I think he spends like about 2.5 minutes in Terrace Village or something like that.
It's funny because for his route in Terrace Village, there was a large time save found. I'm not sure if it was myself who found it or if it was found before and just not documented, but you can do like a charge glide on top of the metal guys in Terrace Village, and you get a large boost upwards, which pretty much lets you like skip straight to a section of gems that he spends a while like charge gliding and turning around and doing the long way to get to. So
you can see at the bottom there, he's on 54.7%. And we can't use the eggs as a pick-me-up anymore because everyone's got 5. So it's a lot more accurate now in terms of what people have.
Still very close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between the top 10, like what we're talking...
Something...
Quick maths, 1.5%?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. 1.5 between 1st and 10th. Which is
Something
ironically Chris and Saboom.
Yeah, something I should absolutely mention, or at least give credit to, is that Chris's run... pretty much up until he misses a chunk of gems in Blowhard was absolutely astounding. Really, really, really solid run that misses very few gems and has really good movement. With the exception of
it was the gold standard, wasn't it? I think for, even after Deo's world record, because obviously Chris's was pre.
The only mechanical mistake Chris had up until Beastmakers at least was that he bonked on the magic stairs in Ice Cavern and just had to jump back and retry it.
I seem to recall he loses a bit of time in Nasty Nork himself, because Saboom's like quite a few seconds behind at that point, which we'll see when we get to that world. Very quickly, it's weird, it's such a short run when you watch really good people do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I'd still be in Peacekeepers at this point if I was...
Right, we're already over halfway, that's how insane this is. Laura just returning home, just not even that far behind Saboom after all that.
With significantly
yeah, I was going to
more
say,
gems.
yeah, I was going to say then, because I mean, obviously it's all at very different stages of a fairly long level, I suppose. But everyone in Blowhard at the same time, then I think, weren't they? Unless Saboom.
Yeah, Saboom was kind of like leaving while Noya was kind of entering.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So we can see there's a 5.65 second difference between Laura and Saboom.
Ash in 3rd here. That's pretty good.
And Saboom is the only person to go for this terrace route in this faction, right? Yeah. Because who else was it that didn't do... Sorry, my memory's terrible. Who else was it that didn't get the extra dragon in Clifftown? Or was it only Saboom that didn't glide over there?
Yeah, it was only Saboom.
I feel like, was it
who didn't get the
Okay.
extra dragon at all. It was Deo who missed Mama Proxy, but
Yeah.
he just glided over there and got it.
Right, yeah, fair enough. I wasn't sure if, for some reason I had it in my head that Toasted Cat might have skipped the dragon as well, but just comparing it to Chris's dragon count then on the same dragon.
Yeah, Toasted
same
Cat
number.
was surprisingly ahead of everyone else, but that's because I forgot that he routed out the gems at the back of the start of Clifftown.
Oh, okay, because that used to be, you pioneered that to begin with, didn't you?
It was
But,
Alyssa who initially routed
Oh,
those
right,
out.
okay.
But yeah, I was doing that route for a while and made the route popular for a short while before I found Bikeless and then had to route those gems back in.
Right, so it's Bikeless that brought it back in then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because I figured like there wasn't a miscalculation of the gems per second on it or whatever, but is it just like on the fringe then of being...
It's 3.9, so it's like, it's not optimal,
Right.
but it's close enough, you know? Because the thing is, Bikeless is like a really annoying puzzle, and we're trying to fit a better 40-something gems into the route, but we just can't find them, you know? We just can't find
fair
a
enough.
better detour for that. So it is what it is.
Laura's already left Wild Flight, and New Year's only just entered it, and Saboom's about to go there now.
There's a few different route options for Wildflight as well, isn't there?
There are, yeah. I'm actually the first record holder of this category in a long time to not do the optimal wild flight, which is something that I always thought I'd have on the agenda to learn, but never really got around to it, so it's fine. At most, I lose like 2 seconds to the optimal
Oh,
wild
right,
flight.
okay, yeah, we're not talking like anything too crazy then, I
Yeah,
guess.
no.
And is it much more consistent, safer?
Yes, 100% safe in my route. It's like almost foolproof.
Right, okay.
I say my route, it's not actually mine. I think I got it from Ash, but I don't know if Ash found it. I don't know who found it.
Yeah, because I do feel like I've seen at least 3 different routes while I've been watching this, but I don't know, like flicking between 10 screens at once, I don't know if I've missed someone missing a like a plane or something, for instance, and whether that's the only
Yeah.
reason it's slightly different or whatever.
No, as far as I'm aware, I think everyone had like a relatively clean wild flight.
Oh, I think I've just remembered which dragon Saboom skips. It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be in Misty Bog. He doesn't go for Guantanamo
Yeah.
Bay with all the frogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why Garion looks up to him so much. So he doesn't have to do that area of the level.
Sorry, excuse me.
You can see now Laura's safely first on both leaderboards.
Nice.
Not likely to change.
And I imagine... Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine it's got to stay that way at this point, hasn't it? I don't think...
Yeah, there's like
from this
Saboom
point
is
in the run
gonna
onwards.
Saboom's gonna shift around a few points, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for
Pretty
you,
safe
Josh,
there,
look
I
at
think, you know.
Saboom's face right now.
Oh! And interestingly, is Saboom doing what he's doing there because he died? Did I miss that? He was,
No,
like, right back at the start of the
this is just his route. It's I would not recommend this to anyone who's trying to do a terrorist route these days because this is very risky. Obviously, you have to take 2 damages doing the damage boost to cut down to the end section of the level first. But
Right.
technically, this is like the tightest circuit you can make for this for the parts of the level you go to. If you're trying to
Interesting.
route
Yeah,
it
I guess
downtown.
because he's only going to go through the bit with the trees after this part once, isn't he, rather than twice?
He doesn't even go through the
Oh, he doesn't go through
the
it at
shrub
all.
section. Yeah, he just cuts straight over it.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, sorry, I
There's
meant
these ones
the,
here.
like this bit. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
right,
not
right, yeah.
the first bit. Yeah, I got you. Because I was thinking then, like, surely not. They're all like 5s and 10s, aren't they?
Yep, this
it's
is
like
the last
2
dragon he
rings.
gets here, Roscoe. It's 45th. Laura already on her way to treetops. Tuval also just getting the Roscoe dragon.
I lost more time than I'd like in that Guantan, to be honest. Not a fan.
I feel like so much of that is... Well, I don't know if how much of it is out of your hands, but it certainly feels that way, because you don't know where every enemy is going to be in that area, do you?
You pretty much just have to make
Like
like a
necessarily.
snap assessment of the situation when you're going in.
Ooh.
There is like consistent movement that you can do that like ups your chances of a safe Guantan. And the thing is, I Mechanically, like, my first circuit through Guantan wasn't bad. It was just that I was slightly low on gems going in, and so I thought I needed an extra blue at the end of Guantan, and I actually didn't, but I went back for it, and I ended up bonking on the step a couple of times trying to get back out.
Ah,
so.
right.
Boo, no Laura launch.
Yeah, sorry. Not quite ready for world record runs yet.
Just watching Tuval's Guantanamo Bay then, and he died in the first run through of it, and then got through damageless in the second.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to watch.
Sod's law.
Yeah, someone in the run also has to kill themselves in Jacques to get their sparks back. So you'll see that. You'll see it in
interesting.
Jacques.
Yeah, because I imagine you go into Jacques with fairly low
Oh.
sparks, don't you? Because it's the slap and the firework chest.
Alyssa technically having taken the mechanical lead here over
Okay.
Ash. I don't know where that
Mechanicals in, is that like collect?
like
collectibles?
literal like position in the game. So
Yeah.
like further. Through
Oh,
the
right.
treetops.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah.
That's why there's like 2 leaderboards. It's like because people change.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to keep track like of where people are meant to be versus what they're supposed to have. Which is why there's not really an accurate way to do the leaderboard.
I've got 4, 6, 7, 3 gems coming out of this treetops. I want to see how many Ash has. 4, 6, 7, 3. Ash only having missed 2.
4671.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
not much in it.
I'm slightly up on gems. How many does Alyssa have? Oh my god, Alyssa's gem count is not good.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I didn't know which way that was going because I missed it just as they were going into
Same.
that's
Metalhead there.
Ooh,
not
nice.
to throw her under the bus, but that is the this Alyssa standard. Her approach is
Alright.
definitely to just abandon all gems. Like, if she misses something, fuck it, move on, you know? Keep the line moving, grab it all later and jog.
Right, not intentionally, because I wasn't sure if you meant she typically goes for the longer routes in Jacques or something and just hopes that no other gems are missed, but it is missing gems but
Yeah.
not going back ever, sort of thing.
Pretty
Never
much, yeah.
backtracking type situation, right.
This
Got you.
this level has had quite a lot of discussion in the speedrun server recently.
Ugh, I hate this level so much.
So I think it's
Oh.
more 120 related though.
How difficult is that, I don't even know what you call it.
banana
Is it
bowling?
scenery? It's not a scenery proxy, is it, or whatever?
The out about?
The out of bounds, yeah.
It's not that hard, actually, once you figure out the consistent lineups for it. It involves a little bit of AI manipulation at the start. You need to jump off the ground in a very specific point so that the
Right.
metal
yeah.
guy only runs out a certain distance. But once that guy's in position, it's mostly just using visual cues to line yourself up, and then the trick to it is like really side scraping the metal guy and then holding a straight line into the corner. Because if you wiggle anywhere near too much going into the corner, you're not gonna beat him in there. So, and you need to be in there first to get the scenery proxy. You were right to call it a proxy, actually, because that's exactly what it is. If it wasn't for the metal guy giving you a literal proxy, it wouldn't give you enough speed to actually clip through solid geometry. So,
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So the clip itself isn't a proxy, but you use a proxy to do the clip.
exactly.
Interesting. And I guess the problem with it is even if it's not the most challenging trick in the game, it's the fact you've only really got one shot at it, haven't you?
Well, actually, no, to be fair, my last PB, my 37-44, I do miss the first attempt at it, but I just jump back, like fade it back, line it up, and then get it on the second try without having to do a death abuse or anything. So it is recoverable if you miss it on the first try, but if you do kill the enemy and it beats you in the corner, yeah, you just have to suck it up and just either try it again or do the long route.
I should imagine doing the long route may be slightly faster than death abuse. Or at least it would feel like
Yeah.
that corner.
It's a little
Three Rise
faster.
Enter in
I think.
Dreamweaver, is it?
Oh yeah. Didn't even realise that we're at Dreamweavers already. Wow.
So Alyssa is technically still mechanically ahead, but yeah, her gem count is not good. 5,095 leaving Metalhead, and she just dropped a 10. Oh
Pain.
boy.
little bit of a double bonk there, trying to get up over the metalhead portal to the balloonist.
Yeah.
I mean, this makes sense watching it as well, because I think, was it Alyssa who was very close to a 35 before a 35 had been got?
Yeah.
But she missed that many gems. I don't know if it was she missed that many gems, or did she miss one like in Jacques or something like that, like a 25?
It was the most tragic thing in the world. She was right on the cusp of getting it. She just had to do the normal stuff in Jacques and leave. But the pinks that Jacques drops, she jumped down to that platform. Sparks didn't pick up on one of them, and she choked the movement trying to jump charge onto the last gem to pick it up faster, and she ended up just completely bouncing off the platform and missing it entirely. It was the most painful thing I'd ever seen in my entire life.
What would it have been if she managed to get the 25?
I shit you not, it would have been still unbeaten to this day. Actually, if she had gotten that gem, it would have been a 35
that's
4x.
Crazy. So not only would it have been the first 35, but it would have skipped the 5x.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
It was a monstrous run.
Oh, there we go.
I knew Bo was a bit... Blunt Bo. Blunt Bo's number 1. Here he is.
That's the best I can do without starting it all over.
Yeah, I was about to say, poor Neuer getting sniped halfway through the run there.
Oh,
I completely missed the name change at first and just thought that was someone's stream that did that.
Yeah.
It was like live footage of their run.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be legal. Oh, there's Dyslexia.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, like, you.
Yeah, so she had to kill himself there.
Let's have a look at gem counts with the people going into Jacques here. So Chris has 5653, which is astoundingly good. That's exactly what
I was going to say, that's more than normal.
5687 leaving.
Deo has 5647, Toasty having 5644. Both anything above 5640 is exactly what you want, because that enables you to do like the technically optimal route. Saboom having 5307.
Yeah, Saboom's account is insane.
He does the Jacques skip at the end of at the end of this level, which
does he take the shorter route as well?
No, looks like he does the normal way.
Yeah.
This is also for you, Yoga. This is the final Saboom icon change.
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, Saboom icon change down there.
Last, I have won the race to 6,000 gems.
Yep, there you are. 6,002, Laura.
I have left.
Very nice.
And now the leaderboard had to change into something complicated. To include the levels that you skip.
Oh, I see.
You'll just see yourself like jump up like completely over the first 2 levels.
Ash with the second fastest Dreamweaver split on this board. I can't say I'm entirely surprised, actually.
Bang, look at that rat.
And
Chris
there
following
it is.
it up. Oh, I wasn't even looking.
Your big moment. The moment that you must have been like, fuck, this is it.
Oh, I missed the early flame that Saboom does as well.
There's so much to miss. There really is.
Yeah.
At least you got a reason to rewatch. It's got some replay value.
There's a very linear rat that Ash had there as well. And just
Ash's
straightforward, no curve or anything.
Scared the shit out of me the way they bounced on the fucking dragon heads. Like, they landed on the wrong bit of geometry, and so they had to hold jump to like get a roll bounce and not fall off. Which is the one thing you don't want after a successful rat proxy.
They got the perfect 6,000 gems as well going into Nasty's world.
Oh,
that's got to be satisfying.
Technically started as a low percent run.
Laura's got the first hit there on Nasty. It's about to be Sayonara. I always have to no choice but to watch Toonball when he does Codeless. It just never gets old. It's such an iconic moment.
It's absolutely crazy as well, isn't it? Because I mean, this was 7 years ago, so this was even 3 years later. No one else had done a like an end of game skip or whatever, had they?
At this point, yeah.
Here we go. Whoa. No pause buffer, just here we fucking go.
That looked insanely high as well.
Yeah, it was pretty much a perfect initial wall glide.
There goes Ash, finishing the run behind
Ash.
Oh shit! Of course, yeah. GG Laura, GG Ash.
We both just like didn't watch the
Yeah,
end.
so
We're
we're
like,
two balls coveless.
This is how it began. There's Deo.
Alyssa and
Very
Toasted
good.
Cat really close together, but I think both of them bonked on the key platform, like before the initial
Chris
nasty
and
chase.
Chris and
Sabut, of course
this
they're
is
close,
the 1
aren't they?
second difference here.
Yeah.
Which is, it's such a beautiful thing to witness, this finale between those two.
Yeah.
Just having a second between them after the back and forth over the world record at the time. Bang, bang.
Very nice.
Unbelievable.
And we've got another bang bang coming up here as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the bottom of the screen.
yeah, gosh. What a great end to the run it was to watch all those runners.
GG Toasted Cat and Alyssa.
Now Luca and
And
Blunt.
Tuval. GG Tuval.
Tuval, GG.
So Tuval just completely got to avoid all the tooth roll shenanigans. He was so far behind, but that co-burst was just insane.
I think that's why he went for it, wasn't it? Like it was
Yeah.
not a dead run by any means, but not world recordable, not PBable or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Last ditch attempt, last resort.
And if you listen to the original commentary, he's actually talking to a Spyro 3 runner like the whole race, so he's kind of like got split attention.
GG Blunt.
There goes Blunt, and who felt
goes
sorry
Lucademus.
for our old friend Noya? He's just gonna.
Oh,
Here we go. Yeah.
Noise back.
Guess who's back? Back. I may or may not. There we go. There's the notification.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, hang on.
Alright,
GG,
there we
Noya.
go.
GG.
So technically, the best 11 runners featured in that video.
Incredible.
And as stated before, the race, Blunt went on to get a 20-second improvement on his PB. So it's not his best time, but it may not have been 20 seconds, might have been 10 seconds, sorry.
No, I think it was 17 seconds. Because
Was
he
it
went
17?
from...
Okay.
Yeah, we're from 39, 18. Is that 18?
Yeah, it's 18, yeah. I know it's really
Yeah. To an 01.
small. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, GG to all the runners. That was it was great just watching all the mini battles going on towards the end there.
You can still see like Deo giggling up in the corner. of his
Yeah,
footage.
I think that's where he starts going like, also I'm gay or something like that.
Yeah. The first 37 ever done in this game, dude. I'm
That's
sick
huge as well, isn't it?
and I'm
Because-
humble.
And I'm also gay.
Because he'd only got his PB or the world record only a little bit before that. And like 2 runs earlier or something like that.
One run
Crazy. Or
earlier.
back to
One
back?
run earlier.
One
yeah, he got
full
back to
run
back.
earlier.
Ridiculous. Crazy.
It was unbelievable.
Alright, well, any final comments you want to make? Because that's basically the end of the video now.
Bikeless superiority.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything particular to add.
Okay.
Dan?
Anything?
I don't think there's anything I could possibly add to what we've just seen. It's way beyond my my understanding and my ability. So, but no, very impressive, and yeah, thanks for letting us watch these all side by side, by side.
One more, by side.
By side.
By
yeah.
side.
There you go,
Yeah,
that's all
I lost count at some point during that. Cheers.
Alright, so that concludes the video, and hopefully this is the last time I have to do this for a very long time. I can't see anyone overtaking Laura's 3727, so maybe I can finally move on to either a 120 or a Spyro 2 version. And yeah, thanks for being with me, guys, and goodbye everyone else.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having us. See you in a bit.